The acting head of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Ms. Catherine Wong, the head of delegation of EU, Mr. Andrew Jacobs, the UN Special Rapporteur, Mr. Kishore, welcome, head of diplomatic missions, members of the bench, permanent secretaries, government reps, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Bulavanaka to you all, and thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege and honor to be the chief guest today in this World Human Rights Day function organized by the Fiji Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission in partnership with the UNDP and the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to first of all express the acknowledgement of the Fijian government towards the United Nations for its commitment and continuous support towards the development of our beloved nation, Fiji. We have made strides in the past years through the invaluable contribution of the United Nations and has manifested growth in its regional and international status. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to address this audience which has gathered here to celebrate on the occasion of universal importance and contemporary relevance. This day marks an important milestone in the quest of mankind towards the realization of human rights for all citizens in Fiji and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, on this day in 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which proclaims that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Ladies and gentlemen, 67 years have passed on since then. The Declaration has provided guidance to many nations in ensuring their laws are in tandem with the fundamentals of human rights. In a world where human rights continues to remain a challenge in advanced as well as developing countries, the Declaration stands as a beacon for national, regional, and international communities on the standards it should set for defense and promotion of human rights. The Universal Declaration is a reference document from which all subsequent human rights legal instruments have evolved to ensure protection of the weak and disadvantaged from injustice and arbitrary treatment. The 2013 Constitution of the Republic of Fiji drew inspiration from the Universal Declaration. While framing the Constitution of our country, the founders used the Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a tool for formulating the provisions of Section 45 of the 2013 Fiji Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been unambiguous in our commitment to the preservation and protection of human rights globally as well as within the country. Fiji accepts that certain rights have always been understood by men to be basic, such as right to life and liberty. These rights are fundamental to the very existence of mankind and not merely for benefit of one class or section of human beings. Our Constitution reflects this position. In fact, it has got a very elaborate Bill of Rights section. The right to life and personal liberty is available to all people within its territory and not just its own citizens. In the education sector, we have drawn up policies to ensure that the rights of students are intact. We have the child protection policy in all of our schools with child protection officers to ensure that the policy is honored and respected. We also have the zero tolerance policy on corporal punishment to ensure that our children are safe from any form of abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have human rights as part of our curriculum in secondary schools to provide children with a firm foundation on human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize that the age of 5 to 18 years is an age where children are hungry for knowledge. We are in custody of these children at this very important stage of their life. Hence, it's important that we mold them not only in terms of the labor market, preparing them for labor market, but preparing future Fiji. The future Fiji is in our hands, the education sector. Ladies and gentlemen, through these changes in our and developments in our curriculum, we create more awareness in the generation today to take on the helm of leadership in Fiji and make informed decisions in ensuring that the rights of people are respected and observed. We are very particular about the real meaning of a knowledge-based society, where individuals rise above variables of ethnicity, religion, class, caste, and gender, and make decisions based on logic, reasoning, and ability to analyze information. That is what a knowledge-based society implies. Ladies and gentlemen, human rights is central to the very notion of peace and development. Former UN Secretary General Mr. Kofi Annan once said, and I quote, "We will not enjoy security without development. We will not enjoy development without security. We will not enjoy either without respect for human rights." Unquote. Promotion of political rights alone will not lead to the full enjoyment of human rights. Economic, social, and cultural rights are equally important. The two sets of rights, political and socio-economic, are interdependent. The Universal Declaration echoes this thought by calling in its preamble for the advent of a world in which freedom from fear and want has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of common people. Good governance is the key to enforcement of rights by people. The notions of transparency, accountability have to be translated into action. The Fiji Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission has since its inception rendered significant service for the promotion and protection of human rights in the country. It has been playing a pivotal role in safeguarding the rights of the people. It has been involved in spreading human rights awareness amongst various sections of the society. The Commission has over the years made significant contribution to the protection and advancement of the right to life, liberty and dignity of the individual by virtue of his prestige and expertise. It has also contributed to the growth of a human rights movement in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Human Rights Day is an occasion for us to reflect on the journey that we as a nation have traveled so far, on the path outlined by the Fiji 2030 Constitution, and what we need to do further to make human rights dignified existence for all our people a reality. On this occasion of World Human Rights Day, I call upon all relevant stakeholders, the judiciary, statutory bodies, individuals in the community, the unions, civil society, to do their utmost for the promotion and protection of human rights. We must increase awareness for human rights by enforcing it in our school curriculum as well. Our human rights culture should infuse our national consciousness. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have an outstanding constitution and policies to uphold different dimensions of human rights. However, such an elaborate legal infrastructure to manage human rights will count for nothing in implementation if implementation is lacking in form and spirit. As alluded to by the earlier speaker, we may have all kinds of relevant and the latest legislative framework, but if people at the lower level are not geared towards and share the same vision, it will be difficult to deliver, and service delivery is an issue in small developing countries. We must therefore focus efforts on translating our laws and constitutional provisions into a reality for ordinary citizens. On that note, I wish to once again thank you all for your presence today, and I wish you all a rewarding and fruitful Human Rights Day today, and I do hope that this day today and this activity will rekindle thoughts and for people and raise the interest to read and think deeply on this issue of ensuring that everyone has a right to live and a right to live peacefully and with dignity. Thank you, Naka.